let's get started. We have our title. Let's have a look at the agenda for today. Number 1, understanding relative adverbs. Number 2, using when to talk about time. Number 3, using where to talk about places. And using why to talk about reasons. And the last part of our lesson for today, putting it all together in a nice simple sentence. Well, let's start with understanding relative adverbs. Our introduction. Okay, so welcome to a lesson about 3 meaningful words that connect ideas. We've got when, where, and why. They help us tell when something happens, where it happens, and why it happens. Without them, our stories sound empty. With them, with these adverbs, they come alive. So what are relative adverbs? Relative adverbs are small but powerful words that connect 2 sentences into one. They give context to a time, a place, or a reason. Well, let's check some examples straight away. So take 2 minutes to analyze these sentences, guys. Okay, so I'm going to read through them, but have a look as well. So number 1, I remember the day when we first met. Number 2, that's the cafe where I usually work. Number 3, I don't know the reason why she's upset. So in each case, each adverb replaces a longer expression. So when replaces either on which, in which, or at which. For example, number 1, I remember the day on which we first met. Now this is quite laboured. We use when to replace those expressions. We use where to replace in which, at which, or to which. Okay, so number 2, that's the cafe in which I usually work, or at which I usually work. We can replace those with where. That's the cafe where I usually work. And then why replaces for which. So I don't know the reason for which she's upset. Okay, it's more natural to use why. I don't know the reason why she's upset. So we have some examples there straight away. I remember the day when we first met. That's the cafe where I usually work. I don't know the reason why she's upset. Okay, well, let's continue. So why are they important? Okay, so why are relative adverbs important? They are important because they help us to, number 1, avoid repetition. So they help us to avoid repetition. Number 2, they help us to connect ideas naturally. And number 3, they help us to sound more fluent in English, which is a great thing for us. So let's have a look at the 2 sentences at the bottom. Compare. I remember the day. We met on that day. Okay, so we've got repetition of the word the day. I remember the day. We met on that day. Now we can take out that repetition and use the adverb when. I remember the day when we met. So this creates natural, fluid English that avoids repetition. I remember the day when we met. A good sentence for us. So let's think about some vocabulary you will need before starting to use these relative adverbs. So words related to time. Number 1, morning. Morning. Number 2, afternoon. Afternoon. Number 3, year. Year. Number 4, month. Month. Number 5, moment. Moment. Number 6, weekend. Weekend. Number 7, summer. Summer. And number 8, my favourite, Christmas. Christmas. Okay, well, let's have a look now at some vocabulary words related to place. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, house. House. Number 2, city. City. Number 3, cafe. Cafe. Number 4, park. Park. Number 5, office. Office. Number 6, beach. Beach. Number 7, school. School. And lastly, number 8, restaurant. Restaurant. Okay, well, let's have a look at our third set of vocabulary words. And these words are related to reason. Number 1, reason. Reason. Number 2, cause. Cause. Number 3, excuse. Excuse. Number 4, explanation. Explanation. Number 5, motivation. Motivation. Okay, well, let's explore one by one. So we're going to start with when, using when to talk about time. So understanding when. We use when to talk about time, moments, days, or periods. It tells us what time something happens. We have some examples. I'll never forget the day when we met. Monday is the day when I have my English class. That was the summer when we travelled to Italy. Let's think about how to build sentences with when. So we have a pattern or a structure to use. The main clause plus a time noun plus when plus a clause. So I remember the night when we saw the stars. I remember the night when we saw the stars. Let's have a look at number 2. That was the moment when I realised I was happy. And number 3, this is the year when I'll start my new job. So we have a tip for you here as well. Don't use in or on before when. There's a good tip. Don't use the prepositions in or on before the word when. Well, let's have a look at a dialogue example between two friends, Emma and Tom. Okay, so Emma, do you remember the day when we met? Tom, of course, it was raining cats and dogs. That's the day when I lent you my umbrella. And I never gave it back. Exactly. That's when I knew you were trouble. Okay, so all related to the day when Tom and Emma met. Okay, well, let's think about some real life uses for when as a relative adverb. So use when all the time in daily speech. It's a good tip. That's the day when everything changed. Remember the time when we laughed for hours? That was the morning when my car broke down. So our footnote, when, helps us connect time and emotion. It turns fact into memories. Well, let's continue and think about our second relative adverb. We're going to use where to talk about places. So understanding where. We use where to talk about places, any location or setting. It replaces in which, at which or to which. Examples. That's the cafe where I drink coffee every morning. This is the school where I studied English. I love the beach where we took that photo. So these use where as a relative adverb to indicate a place, a location, or a setting. Let's have a look at our structure. So, building sentences with where. We have a pattern or a structure that uses a main clause plus a place noun plus where plus another clause. Some examples. That's the restaurant where we went last week. Here's the street where my grandparents live. This is the office where I work from Monday to Friday. Okay, well, let's have a look at a dialogue related to where. This time it's between two friends, Liam and Sophie. Liam. Wow, this park is beautiful. Sophie. Yes, this is the place where I come to relax. Is that the bench where you read your books? Exactly. And that's the cafe where I get my tea. I think I found the city where I want to live. Notice how where gives the story a sense of location and feeling. Okay. You will hear where all the time. Okay, you'll hear where all the time in English. That's the place where I found my wallet. This is the corner where we usually wait. And that's the house where my best friend lives. So where connects space and story. It locates your emotions. Very nice. Well, let's think about this third relative adverb using why to talk about reasons. So understanding why. We use why to talk about reasons or causes. It often follows the word reason in English. We have some examples. I don't know the reason why he left. I don't know the reason why he left. That's the reason why she's crying. That's the reason why she's crying. Is there a reason why you're late? Is there a reason why you're late? So building sentences with the relative adverb why. So let's have a look at our pattern or structure rule. We use the main clause plus reason plus why plus clause. Okay, so let's have a look at some more examples. That's the reason why I started studying English. Number 2. I don't know the reason why she's sad. Number 3. Here's the reason why I called you. Okay, I'm going to read those 3 examples again. That's the reason why I started studying English. I don't know the reason why she's sad. Here's the reason why I called you. Okay, now there is a tip at the foot of the page. It says you can omit why in informal English. But for A1 or A2 learners, we recommend you keep using why until you are confident with its use. Okay, guys, so keep using why. That's our tip. Okay, well, we have a dialogue example for why, this time between 2 friends, Nina and Max. Nina: I don't understand the reason why he's angry. Max: maybe somebody forgot his birthday. Nina: ooh, that's the reason why he didn't talk to me. You see, there's always a reason why people act that way. And that's why we should listen before judging. Okay. Very good. Well, let's keep going. Thank you so much. Here we go. We've got some everyday uses here relating to why. So you'll often hear sentences like these. That's the reason why I'm calling. That's the reason why I'm calling. The reason why we left early was the rain. The reason why we left early was the rain. Do you know the reason why she's upset? Do you know the reason why she's upset? So why explains, connects, and gives meaning. It's at the heart of any story. Okay, so we're looking at when, where, and why to improve how we communicate and tell stories, relate things that are emotional to us. So how can we put it all together? So review where, when, and why in action. Okay, so let's have a listen. Let's see them together here. I'll never forget the day when we met. This is the cafe where we had our first coffee, and that's the reason why I fell in love with the city. Okay, so each one gives your listener context of time, place, and reason. I'll never forget the day when we met. This is the cafe where we had our first coffee. That's the reason why I fell in love with that city. So let's have a look at a mini story. Okay, between Sam and Lily. Sam: Do you remember the park where we first met? Lily. Yes, it was the afternoon when we were both lost. Ha! That's the reason why I still carry a map. And that's the reason why I trusted you. So see how the three adverbs connect the story smoothly. Okay, so I'm going to read this story a second time. So try and understand how these adverbs connect the story smoothly. Do you remember the park where we first met? Yes, it was the afternoon when we were both lost. Ha! That's the reason why I still carry a map. And that's the reason why I trusted you. Okay, well, we do have a chat exercise for you guys to do if you would like to take part, if you would like to participate in our small chat exercise for today. So we've got 3 sentences with a choice of adverb. Okay, so for example, that's the house my grandmother lives. Is it A, when, B, where, or C, why? That's the house my grandmother lives. Okay, let's look at the second sentence. I'll never forget the summer we met. Okay, is it when, where, or why? I'll never forget the summer we met. Okay, and we've got one more as well. I can see people are answering in the chat. Fantastic, guys. Well done. The third sentence, here it comes. That's the reason I called you. Is it when, where, or why? That's the reason I called you. Okay, well, there we go. Just a little short, fun exercise to finish off with today. Let's have a look at the completed answers. I can see a lot of you have entered your answers into the chat. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the confirmation. So our answers. That's the house where my grandmother lives. I'll never forget the summer when we met. That's the reason why I called you. Of course. So well done to all of you. I think most of you got those questions right. So fantastic. Well done. Well, we're nearly finished for today. We just have our lesson conclusion to summarize. So have a listen, please. In conclusion, when, where, and why are the bridges of storytelling. They connect time, place, and reason, giving life to every sentence. With them, your English becomes smoother, your stories clearer, and your ideas brighter. So remember, every event has a when, every scene a where, and every feeling a why. When, where, and why. Okay, well, guys, that is it for today. It just remains for me to thank all of you for your attendance and participation today on behalf of everyone here at Cercle de Langues and, of course, on behalf of myself too. So thanks very much for coming today. I will be back here next Monday at the same time. So I hope I will see you all then. In the meantime, have a great week, everybody. Take care and goodbye.